Bills Mafia, let's talk about what makes this team so special. Every single week, the Buffalo Bills are finding ways to improve, to adjust, and to raise their game. That's the mindset of a championship contender, and it's why we're sitting here today talking about an undefeated football team that's chasing history. Before we jump into all the breaking news, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button, drop your thoughts in the comments, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We're building a place where Bills fans can come together for real conversations, not just headlines. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming this season. All right, let's get into it. When you think of the great dual-threat quarterbacks in NFL history, a few names always come up. Steve Young, Michael Vick, Cam Newton, Lamar Jackson. These were guys who could kill you with their arm or their legs, players who changed the way defenses had to prepare. And now, right in front of our eyes, Josh Allen is ready to join and surpass that group. In last week's 12-point victory over the New Orleans Saints, Allen threw 2 touchdown passes and added a 5-yard rushing score. That gave him 45 career games with both a passing and rushing touchdown, tying him with Cam Newton for the most in NFL history. Think about that for a second. Allen has reached Newton's record despite ranking just 7th all-time in quarterback rushing attempts and yards. He hasn't had the same volume as Newton or Lamar, but he has the efficiency and the nose for the end zone. That's why he already has 70 rushing touchdowns, second only to Newton's 75. So now, here we are, Sunday Night Football, Highmark Stadium, prime time against the New England Patriots. If Allen can throw for 1 touchdown and run for another, he'll stand alone at the top of the list. History, Bills Mafia, right here in Buffalo. Records are fun, sure, but this one tells a bigger story about Allen. It's about versatility. It's about toughness. It's about a quarterback who can do whatever the game requires. We've seen Josh win shootouts by dropping dimes into tight windows. We've seen him carry defenders into the end zone like a linebacker wearing a quarterback's number. We've seen him extend plays with his legs and then launch 60-yard bombs downfield. This dual-threat record isn't just about stats. It's about the evolution of the Bills' offense. When you have a quarterback who forces defenses to defend every inch of the field, you create mismatches everywhere. Dalton Kincaid gets open more often. James Cook finds wider lanes. Keon Coleman gets single coverage down the sideline. And now, with Allen about to put his name above legends like Newton and Vick, it's a reminder that we are watching something historic in Buffalo. But Allen's personal milestone isn't the only storyline heading into Week 5. If the Bills beat the Patriots, they'll start 5-0 for the first time since 1991. That's more than 3 decades. And we all know what that 1991 season led to: a Super Bowl appearance. A win would also mark Buffalo's 14th straight victory at Highmark Stadium and improve the team to 16-4 in its last 20 primetime games. This team loves the big stage, and Sunday night is another chance to show the nation what Bills football is all about. Of course, it wouldn't be a Bills week without some roster drama, and this time it's all about the punter position. We know Cameron Johnston went down with a leg injury in the Saints game. That roughing the punter penalty wasn't just costly in the moment, it put Johnston on injured reserve. That means he's out for at least 4 games. And remember, Johnston was already the second punter Buffalo had used this season. Week 1 started with Brad Robbins, but after averaging just 39.5 yards a kick, the Bills moved on. Johnston came in, averaged 44 yards per punt, and gave the team some stability until the injury. So now, enter Mitch Wishnowsky. The veteran from the 49ers, also 33 years old, is joining Buffalo's 53-man roster. He's got a career average of 45.6 yards per punt with a 40.7-yard net. Solid numbers. But the big question is durability. He missed most of last season with a back injury and was recently cut loose by Washington. Interestingly, that makes Wishnowsky the second Australian punter on the Bills roster this season, after Johnston. From rugby fields in Perth to Orchard Park, the Bills have a type. This will be Buffalo's third punter in just 5 weeks. And while punting isn't the most glamorous part of football, don't underestimate how critical it is in close games. Field position wins championships, and the Bills will need stability at that spot moving forward. So let's put this all together. On one hand, you've got Josh Allen chasing history, about to pass Cam Newton and cement himself as the most dangerous dual-threat quarterback the NFL has ever seen. On the other, you've got the Bills trying to manage injuries, shuffle the special teams unit, and keep the momentum going in an undefeated season. That's the balance of an NFL year. Every team has its stars, every team has its setbacks. The difference between contenders and pretenders is how you handle them. And right now, the Bills are showing they can handle anything. Think back just a few months ago. Bills fans were sweating. James Cook skipped training camp practices while he and the front office worked through a contract dispute. The fear was simple. Would that missed time hurt his rhythm? Would it slow down the Bills' offensive engine? Well, it's safe to say those fears can be put to rest. After signing a 4-year, $48 million extension in mid-August, Cook has exploded out of the gate in 2025. He's not just playing well, he's playing like the best running back in football. Through 4 games, he leads the entire NFL with 5 rushing touchdowns. He's averaging an eye-popping 5.3 yards per carry. And he's showing that he's more than just a runner, catching 12 of 13 passes thrown his way by Josh Allen. In last week's win over the Saints, Cook was everywhere. He touched the ball 25 times, piled up 135 yards, and added yet another touchdown. That's not just production, that's consistency. That's dominance. And here's where it gets even sweeter. Pro Football Focus graded Cook's performance against the New Orleans as the best of any Bills player, an 86.6 rushing grade. That wasn't just good, it was the highest mark for any running back across the league through Week 4. PFF summed it up perfectly. He has been on fire through the first month of the season. In Sunday's game against the Saints, he recorded his 3rd straight 100-yard performance, averaging 5.3 yards per carry and forcing 6 missed tackles. Bills Mafia, when was the last time we saw a Bills running back string together numbers like this? Cook isn't just playing well, he's playing at a historic level. Supporting cast stepping up. What makes this story even better is how the rest of the team is complementing Cook's success. Take a look at the rest of PFF's top-graded Bills against the Saints. Offensive tackle Ryan Vandemark, 79.0. Wide receiver Joshua Palmer, 76.3. Guard David Edwards, 74.7. Wide receiver Khalil Shakir, 74.1. That list tells us something important. It's not just James Cook carrying the offense. The offensive line is creating lanes. The receivers are stepping up. Everyone is pulling their weight.
When you combine Cook's explosiveness with Allen's arm talent, plus steady contributions across the board, you get exactly what we're seeing. One of the NFL's most balanced and dangerous offenses. The bigger picture. Bills at 4-0. Now, let's zoom out. The Bills are undefeated. Josh Allen is back to MVAE form. James Cook is proving he's worth every penny of that extension. And the team is chasing a 5-0 start for the first time since 1991. That's not just a stat, that's a statement. The 1991 Bills went all the way to the Super Bowl. This team has that same kind of potential. And Cook is at the heart of it. His ability to punish defenses on the ground, punish linebackers in the passing game, and set the tone physically is giving Buffalo an edge it hasn't had in years. So Bills Mafia, here's the bottom line. Sunday night at Highmark isn't just another game. It's a chance for history, a chance to go 5-0 for the first time since 1991, and a chance to show the rest of the league that Buffalo isn't slowing down. Josh Allen is rewriting the record books, the defense is holding strong, and even with questions at punter, this team has the depth and resilience to keep winning. But I want to know what you think. How much does Josh Allen's dual-threat record mean to you as a fan? Do you think it cements his legacy already, or does he still need that Lombardi to truly be recognized as an all-time great? And what about the punter situation? Are you worried about Buffalo rolling with its third option in 5 weeks? Drop your takes in the comments below. I'll be reading them all, and I want this to be a real conversation. And before you head out, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and join our growing Bills Mafia family right here on the channel. We'll keep bringing you exclusive updates, behind-the-scenes insights, and stories that make being a fan of this team feel special. Because this isn't just football. This is Buffalo. This is Bills Mafia. And together, we're chasing history.